Hello, welcome to another of my 10-minute dailies, and I'm in my Vobes show studio today, but it's not about the Vobes show, this is about my van. Now, I've been away again. I haven't been in my van, lots and lots and lots and lots, but I've been away in it for significant days to get an idea and a feel of how I want to rearrange and change my van. I've come up with some ideas. As you know, I bought the van, and maybe you don't, maybe this is the first time you're seeing it. So if it is, I'm Richard Vobes, a bald explorer, blah, blah, blah. But I've bought the van about 6 months ago, maybe a bit longer now, and it came as an events vehicle with a bunk and a little drop-down table, a very nice, comfy miniature sofa in there, but it was really for a day vehicle for event managers to go on outdoor events, park up, sit there with their laptop. There was a little toilet next to them if they needed to use it, and if it was getting late and they needed to kip for any reason, there was a bunk. It's not a camper van, and I bought it because I didn't really want specifically a camper van. Now, having been away, I thought that actually I would like to rejig how the van is laid out, and I've gone through various permutations. Now, one of the things about the advantage of buying the van, because I know lots of people have said, "Oh, Richard, don't you think you've bought the wrong van?" And actually, the great thing about this is by doing this, I've actually not had to do anything, and I could go out and immediately use it. Mostly as a work van to go somewhere, set up the camera, go and film and come back, have a cup of tea and look at the rushes, think, oh, do I need to get a bit more, and actually be in relative luxury, as opposed to just buying a van that was empty and then having not the first clue and no sense of being able to do it with an empty van. That wouldn't have been much cop. So actually I've learnt a lot by having the van the way it is. But I do want that sort of mixture between a camper van feel, but a van, a work van. So I don't want a camper van as such, because I like the fact that this is, and I've said this so many times, I like the fact that it's more of a stealth vehicle. I don't want people to think of it as a camper van. It's just a transit van. It just sits there quietly amongst other vans in the road. Nobody gives it a second glance. But inside, I may be editing, I may be looking at my rushes, I may be having a cup of tea, or I might be sleeping. So to me, it's a bit more than, it's got to have a number of different functions. And also, possibly, that I would like it to be able to come back to being an ordinary van if I wanted to sell it, or if I wanted to be able to just chuck other stuff in. So the biggest drawback that I have with the van at the moment is that the living area is quite small and you can't access the back. That's been the biggest bone of contention, is when I've been in the van, I have had to get out the van from the side door, go round to the back, go to where my cool box is, because that seemed to be the only place I could really logically put it at the moment, without taking up space, or if I wanted to get clothes or equipment or anything. Every time I wanted something, at the back of the van was the storage, because the bunk was going across the van. If you've seen pictures of my van, you'll know what I mean. So I've come up with an idea for a refit. Now, before I show you the pictures, I know that there are people out there who say, "Oh, Richard, you want to have a look at this and you want to have a look at that." And people have been giving me links to all sorts of places. So don't panic. I have looked at lots of other people's ideas, but everybody is an individual and everybody wants to do it their own way. So before everybody has a go at me and says, "Oh, Richard, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it," if you don't mind. So it's a transit van. So I've drawn up a picture here, and I'll cut to a close-up of these so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So this is a picture of a bird's eye view with the roof removed. So you're looking down on the van, as it were, and the layout. Now, we haven't got the cab. I haven't bothered with the cab, but the cab is at this end here where I'm pointing to. And this is my drop down table, so it can drop down or it's vertical. So that's the bulkhead, this end. And what I've got is a bit more of an open plan layout, which is perhaps a bit more traditional. So I've got a tool cupboard here, which can either be drawers, and you'll see I've drawn it as drawers, or it can be something for hanging in clothes and that sort of thing, or big things, buckets and mops and whatever one wants to put in there. That sort of, so I've made allowance for one relatively tall cupboard. Then you've got the bed area that sort of stretches down here. Bed and seat, of course, which makes sense, which is a few feet off the ground. And underneath there is storage and drawers. But at the far end is the loo. Now the thing about the loo that I've got at the moment is the seat, the whole bowl, swivels. So although you can have it tucked away and it would be underneath, I could actually swivel it round and it would come out so that you can sit on it quite happily with the back doors shut. I've shown the back doors open for the sake of this. Opposite, I've got my cooking area. Now this isn't drawn to scale and I'd have to go and measure everything, of course, but this would be my main cooking area opposite, which would just be a worktop which you put stuff on. I'm not going to build in a permanent cooking area with a sink and all those sort of things. I don't want any of that. It's not a proper camper van, you see. I need to get that across because I know some people just go, oh, it's a camper. No, it's a van that you can camp in. I know some people seem to find that a very hard concept to grip, but that's what I'm trying to do. So that would be the cooking area, again with the cupboards and drawers underneath. And that's the sliding door. And then I would have a portable chair, a fold-out chair, if I wanted to sit here, which I could sit here to either work or eat, if I so wished. Now, I probably find that's more narrow than I've drawn it. So let me show you different elevations. I'm sorry the pictures are a bit rubbish, but you'll get the vague idea. So this is now looking, as you go in through the side door would be coming in here, and that's the tool cupboard, which is either drawers, as I've drawn it here, or it could just be one big door in which you've got a tool cupboard for bits and bobs. Then you've got the bed at the top there that goes, the loo at one end, drawers for storage and all of that, clothes and various things. Here on the bulkhead, this is the bulkhead here, is the flexible, the fold down door, which would fold up so you could sit and work at it. And then if I show you the other elevation, so you're sitting on the bed now, which doubles up as a seat, and you're looking across. There's the door. Now I've got it shut with the little window in, sliding door that is, on the side. And then this would be a unit that again is basically just a box with shelves in it or drawers or a cupboard door and what have you. And that's the back door. So you'd have that area. Now, of course, I have got to size it all up, but that's really the overall concept. So it is it's a bit like camper van stuff. But I want to I know that some people make their units in situ, but I want to make this a modular thing so that you can almost put the unit in, but have it self-contained so that it can actually unclip and you could move it out if you didn't want it. So if, for example, I didn't want the cooking area because I'd gone to pick up some logs or something, I would like to be in a position where that whole unit could almost just lift out and not be part of the van if I don't want it. So you can see why it's not really a camper van as in a permanent thing. Same with the other side. If I wanted to get rid of the bed and the loo units, I want to be able to just unclip them and pull them out. So I'd make them out of wood, probably, some sort of boxed wood with plywood on it, I imagine, and have some form of clip, strong clips, I'm not quite sure, I'd have to investigate this, so that you can bring them in, click them into place, and there it is, off you go, fill it up with the various bits and bobs you want. But if I wanted to do something different, I want to be able to unclick it and move it out. So you can see that this sort of modular idea would be quite good, because you could then shunt things around. You think, oh, actually, I want the cupboard down this end on this trip. If I was going with somebody else and we were taking a tent, we were actually going to sleep in the tent. So you might want a whole different setup in the van. So you can go, actually, we want 2 of those cupboards. So you could have all those units stored at home that you just clip in and out. Now you might think that's barking mad, but then I am barking mad. But that's how I'm going. It's going to take a while, because I've got to find space to be able to make all the units. So I'd make them separately and then bring them into the van. So all the van has got to do is have the ability to clip these things in, so that they're in firmly, but that they're removable, rather than have lots of bolts bolting to bits and pieces. You may think that's bonkers, and I don't. So there we are. Anyway, that's my idea. Thank you for watching my 10-minute, well, it's slightly longer now, isn't it, daily vlog. It's an idea. We'll see how far I get with it. The hardest thing first, I think, is going to be pulling out what's already in the van. It's all glued. Apparently nothing is actually bolted in. It's the way it's been designed is very clever. And I might be able to reuse some of the wood for that, although I may not. So we'll see. Nothing's going to happen immediately, but it's just an idea. It's just a concept at the moment as I go forward. But I definitely want to get out in the van and do some more stuff. But I may have to go out in the van with the layout that it is at the moment, or make modifications to the layout that it is at the moment. But anyway, there we go. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have, want to see more, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, press the bell notification, and of course you can support me so that I can go out in the van and pay for some diesel and bits and bobs by becoming a patron at baldexplorer.com. Anyway, thanks for watching this. I'll be working on the next long format one very soon. Take care, and bye for now. Bye-bye. I think that will work really well.